Solubility. So today topic is solubility. Solubility of solid solutes in liquids and also solubility of gases in liquid solvents. So first we discuss what is solubility. What is the solubility? So if you see, if a solid solute, if solid solute dissolve, solid solute dissolved in the liquid solvent, liquid solvent. So what type of mechanism we can observe? We'll see. So solid solute dissolved in the liquid solvent. You know that when a solute plus solvent forms a solution. So here a minor quantity, solvent is the major quantity, solute is the minor quantity. So for solid solute, solid if I add to liquid solvent to the solvent, then what happened? Slowly the solid should be dissolved into the solvent. The solid should be dissolved into the solvent. This is the solute. This is the solvent. So this solid solute can be slowly dissolved into the solution. Now a solution is formed. Solution is formed. So the solid when dissolved into the solvent, the process is called dissolution. So the solid solute, when we add it to the solvent, slowly solid is dissolved into the solvent. That is the dissolution process takes place. So during the dissolution process, solid is completely dissolves into the solvent and forms a solution. Now here what happened? In the solution, the dissolved solute particles, in the solution, the dissolved solute particles can be interact with the undissolved solid particles. Undissolved solid particles. For example, if you take, this is the solvent. If it is a solvent, to the solvent if I add a liquid, a solid if I add, that A should be dissolved into the solution. A is dissolved into the solution and some A particles are undissolved. Some A particles are undissolved. Some are dissolved, some are undissolved. So this dissolved solute solid particles can be strongly interact with the undissolved solid particles and they will become a undissolved state. When the dissolved solid particles interact towards to undissolved solid particles, they will become to crystallize. The dissolved solid particles become undissolved state. The dissolved solid solute particles becomes undissolved state. So this process after dissolution, again the dissolved particles become undissolved state. This will be happen. So the reverse process happen. That means the dissolved particles when becomes to undissolved state, that process is called crystallization. Crystallization process takes place. So when solid is dissolved added to the solvent, the dissolution takes place and forms a solution. From the solution, the dissolved solid particles, dissolved solute solid particles become undissolved state. This process is crystallization. So when rate of dissolution equal to rate of crystallization, means the number of particles dissolved into the solvent is equal to number of particles undissolved. So here when a rate of dissolution equal to rate of undissolution, mean rate of crystallization, then the solution is called saturated solution. Saturated solution is formed. At saturated solution, that means at saturated solution, the rate of dissolution is equal to rate of crystallization. Then that saturated, at that stage, the solution is said to be saturated solution. This saturated solution can be formed at constant temperature. At constant temperature. Now, then what is the solubility? What is the solubility? Solubility means what? Solubility is depends on temperature. Depends on temperature. So, at a given temperature, that means constant temperature. At a given temperature, the maximum amount of solid solute in grams that can be dissolved in 100 grams of solvent. 100 grams of solvent is called as solubility. Mean in 100 grams of solvent, the maximum how much amount of solid can be dissolved at a constant temperature, at a given temperature. The maximum amount of solid solute in grams that can be dissolved in 100 grams of liquid solvent. The solvent is a liquid. It is called solubility of that solid. So solubility, the units if you take, number of grams per liter you can take. So grams per liter or moles per liter or moles per liter you can take. So now the solubility of solids that can be depends on factors affecting the solubility of solid solute in a liquid solvent. So what are the factors affecting the solubility of solid solute in the liquid solvent? So the factors are, number 1, A, the nature of solute and solvent. Nature of solute and solvent, and also temperature and slightly pressure. These are the main effects. Nature of the solute and solvent, and temperature can be effects, and also slightly pressure. So these three terms can be affect the factors solubility on the liquids. Now, if you discuss about the nature of solute and solvent, nature of solute and solvent. nature of solute and solvent. First one, nature of solute. Nature of solute. Nature of solute. You know that the concept like dissolves like. The concept like dissolves like. That means similar nature containing components can be dissolved in similar nature containing solvents. That means polar solute can dissolve in polar solvents. That means example, KCl or NaCl, they are polar. Ionic compounds are generally polar. So KCl, if I take example, KCl is a polar solvent, polar compound, polar solid. It can be dissolved in polar solvent. Can dissolve. This is the example. Can dissolve in a polar solvent. Example, water. So polar solids or polar compounds can be well dissolved in polar solvents. So KCl is very well soluble in water because water solvent and KCl also. Water is the polar and KCl also polar. So it can be very well soluble. But KCl not dissolved in non-polar solvents. Example, benzene and CCl4, benzene, CCl4 and ether, chloroform. In those compounds will not dissolve. So benzene and CCl4 are best example for non-polar solvents. In these compounds, KCl not dissolved because KCl is polar, benzene and CCl4 are non-polar. And also one more example. If you take naphthalene and anthracene, these are non-polar solids. So they can well soluble in non-polar solvents. Soluble in benzene and CCl4. Because naphthalene and anthracene are non-polars. Benzene and CCl4 solvents are non-polar. So non-polar can be well soluble in non-polar solvents. This is about the nature of solute and solvent. If solute solvent both are polar, they will well dissolved. If solute and solvent, if both are non-polar, will dissolve. If one is polar, one is non-polar, the solubility is very less. Next, second one, effect of temperature.